Hello, my crafty friends. Today I have this item for a client. It's actually took me exactly an hour. That's what I charge. One item per hour. And this one actually came out not that bad. I thought that this knitted fabric you can't ever cut, or you can't pretty much do anything with that. So you just basically you fold it and you sew it together. You make a seam, right? And then after you make a seam, you get a little bit like how you say, you get this tiny needle and tiny stitches in. You very lightly put it next to the main surface, like let's say 1 inch in between the stitches. That's how you do with the knitted fabric. See that it goes together, doesn't stick out or anything, but at the same time you didn't cut it. So my client didn't want it to be white on the sides, so she put a draft stitches in here, and all I needed to do is make a seam over draft, and then I did put it together to the neck surface. And of course I ironed it with my favorite iron, which is this one. And of course you need a sheet. Sometimes I use the sheet in between the fabric and an iron. Sometimes I use just the extra fabric, slightly a little bit wet. Either ways the result is very good. You kind of iron it like this, and then you want it to be smooth, because you don't want it to stick out that you did anything to the item, right? So you have to make it very smooth, that when she will wear it, let's say she get it on herself, right? When she wears it, it's not gonna be fluffy at the moment where you sewed. See, here's a little bit fluffy, so I go with my iron again. I get that sheet in between, which is a bacon sheet at the same time. So I have it on the satin zone 4, and then you get this, you know, flatten it. Let's see. Yeah, pretty much like this. Since it's a knitted fabric, it responds really well on the slightly wet fabric. You know, if you get this fabric in between, a little bit wet, and then you place it on an ironing board, and you get this, you know, wet fabric on it, you get kind of like flatten it, that it would look smoother. See, it does look smoother, and it's slightly steaming. So when you put it out, it looks smooth, right? Maybe one little spot in here, right, because I didn't sew it together. And on the sides, she wanted to be just a square, so that's square. Now either way, the draft was hers. I didn't do that draft sewing. Maybe just a little bit more of that here. Slightly wet, like damped, a little bit wet. Okay, get this out. I think it would be done in an hour if I wouldn't be ironing. So let's say still 1.5 hours, but I'll charge her for an hour since she can't afford more, and I'm already done with that, so it's all good. yeah, here's a knitted fabric item. Very nice and smooth. Nothing it's really sticking out. And when she will wear it, it will be on her figure, right? So it will be even smoother on her. Okay, that looks great. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Happy crafting.